Welcome to the Reno Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so our presenters cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered for this event. And with that, I will turn it over to our first presenter, the University of New Mexico.
Thanks so much. I'm glad to be here. Whoop, where'd we go? Let's do this. All right, well, thanks for being here, and it's a pleasure to be in Reno tonight, so to speak. And I'm Gary B. with the University of New Mexico. I'm going to talk about where I went to college, and I started in 1974 as a student at the University of New Mexico. Tonight with us also is Ashlyn. Ashlyn will be taking care of the Q&A as we go. So I always ask, what do you know about the University of New Mexico? And I always hear UNM. Unfortunately, not much. So let's start with location. UNM, University Not Close to Mom. We're located in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I know you hear Albuquerque and you're starting to think the desert, flat and hot. We're not. We're in the Rocky Mountains, so think UNM, University Next to Mountains. You'll get some snow. UNM means usually not much in the city, but there's a ski resort 20 minutes from campus. UNM, University near the middle. So we're about the same size as Reno, and not a giant city, not a tiny city. And you can see the airport's a quick flight from Reno right into Albuquerque, 5 minutes, you're on campus. We're on Route 66. If you saw the movie Cars, then you went right past the University of New Mexico. Everybody loves the International Hot Air Balloon Fiesta. Old Town. Santa Fe's an hour away. What do you say? Meow woof. Student body, UNM, University of a nice medium size. Not too big, not too small, just right. We're on the semester program, so students, you go from the end of August to about mid-December, 5 weeks home for the holidays, come back in January, and we're done the middle of May for a nice 13-week summer. What's there to study? And you're thinking, UNM, University of Numerous Majors. Well, let's start with one of our premier programs, engineering, UNM, University from nuclear to mechanical and everything in between. Computer science, Intel's located in Albuquerque, the Air Force Research Lab, Albuquerque, New Mexico. So there's options for you to get internships and jobs. Business, UNM, University with a number of management programs. Whether you want to do management, entrepreneurial, organizational leadership, marketing, New Mexico's a great fit. Architecture, both a bachelor's and a master's, and you can see right there, students, you would get your own studio space. Let's talk about medical science. UNM, University with Nursing and Medicine, the largest hospital in the state of New Mexico is on our campus. Well, I don't want to be a doctor, Gary B. Well, maybe exercise science, health education, even public health or pharmacy is an option for you at UNM. UNM, University Now for Music, the largest performing arts center in the state of New Mexico is on our campus. You want to get into film, digital arts, maybe even video games, UNM, University for Netflix Movies. You're seeing that studio there and think that's Netflix. It's actually our studio, and we share a fence line with Netflix. We are in partnership with NBC Universal and also Blizzard Entertainment. If you're into photography, top 5 in the nation. We've been doing ceramics for thousands of years in New Mexico. Hamilton will be on our campus next year. Social sciences, psych, criminology. Maybe you just don't know. I always say UNM, undecided, know more, come explore. Options galore will open the door to something you're looking for. We are a tier 1 R1. So students should get the opportunity. 1 out of 3 students at the University of New Mexico is doing research. This student here got paid almost $1,000 a month for 24 consecutive months to do research. Honors College, small group discussion classes. No one ever said, hey, Gary B, can I get big lecture hall? Hello, no. Let's talk about getting you ready today for that big tomorrow. UNM, University for Now and Manana. Look, there's lots of fun things to do on campus, around campus. We're D1, I always say D1 fun, girls that can run. And if you're looking for study abroad, UNM has great options. I mean, I loved my Italian experience. The classes were in English, the nights and weekends in Italian. Let's talk about housing. UNM, University Nice is a Marriott. Dining 24/7, UNM, unlimited number of meals. We are having on-campus classes currently, as well as online and that hybrid. So yes, there's students, if you left Reno, you could come live on campus in Albuquerque next year. If you're into the ROTC program, certainly works at New Mexico. Let's talk about applying. We have our own application. We don't require an essay, a personal statement, or letters of recommendation. I'll pay the application fee. You can apply today. You don't need to decide UNM until next May. When you apply for admission, you've applied for scholarship. UNM, you need money, we've got scholarship 3.0. We'll show you the dough to help you go. Bottom line, students, if you're a 3.0, your tuition and fees, housing, dining, books is about $20,000. So let's cut to the chase. Class of 2021, time to get it done. You can apply now. I'll tell you how. Do it online. It'll save you time. Use your phone. Do it at home. Either way, do it today. Email me, Gary B. I waive the fee. I'll make it free. Send your transcript. Don't worry about the test. I'll do the rest. 3.0, you're getting dough to go. Don't be a fool. Stay in school. It's cool. Go to college. Get to knowledge. Gary B. Remember me when you're making that list. UNM, University not to be missed. And we call that the attention getter and get your attention. Thank you much, Reno.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Next, we have Rocky Mountain College.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sean Coleman, Director of Admissions here at Rocky Mountain College. I'll give you a quick overview of the college and everything that we offer here. We're located in Billings, Montana. Rocky Mountain College is in the city that is the largest in Montana, 125,000 people. So we've got everything you need. A little bit about the college. We are the oldest in the state of Montana. We actually predate the state. We're based in our liberal arts. We're about 1,000 students strong. So students come from about all 50 states and nearly 20 different countries. Like I said, 1,000 students here at the college representing. Why Rocky Mountain College? We actually offer average class size on 14 with 11-to-1 teacher-student ratio. So students are getting a chance to get a hold of the professors on a very easy basis. So very simple, very easy to get in touch with your professors. 88% of our students complete internships. I would agree that that's probably more. There's only 2 programs that do not require an internship, and that's going to be our aviation program as well as our education program. So our education majors will be in the schools, working with students at a young age at all different levels, as Billings houses also the largest school district in the state. And then our aviation program, they're actually going to be out flying airplanes 3 days a week. And when they graduate, they'll actually have their commercial license ready to go out and get a job. So we do prepare our students to be prepared for not only today, but for tomorrow. As well, like I said, we're a liberal arts institution. All of our institutions do involve some type of hands-on experience and learning, which just helps the student understand whether or not this is a good fit for them. When you graduate from Rocky Mountain College, we want to make sure that you understand what it is you're going into and prepare you for that next step. Not only are students involved in classroom, but outside of the classroom. So here in Montana, we definitely pride ourselves on getting outdoors and experiencing the Northern Rockies and everything that it has to offer us. So skiing, hiking, fishing, fly fishing, all very much a part of the culture here at Rocky Mountain College. Our athletics were NAIA Division I in 17 different sports, consistently ranked nationally across the board in the Frontier Conference, especially in our downhill skiing. They do a wonderful job of recruiting, and they're consistently national champs each year. Here's a look at our cost of attendance. So I'll pause just a little bit here. These are our real costs. Since we are a private institution, we do not have any out-of-state tuition, which means you pay just as much as any student graduating from high school here in the state of Montana. Our actual cost for the total is $39,000. That is including room and board and fees. So there are no additional costs to what you see on the screen, which means laundry, internet, parking are all free when you're here on campus. Nothing else you need to worry about. We do offer scholarships right off the bat for first-year students as well as transfers. So 9 to 17,000 or 5 to 12,000 for transfers. Those are renewable every year. So you'll get them. All you have to do is accept them after your first year, and that's all you have to do. There are some additional scholarships, whether they be aviation or special talent, or i.e. athletic scholarships. So you apply for those through those programs, or obviously if you're being recruited for a sport, then there are scholarships available for you. This is the first year we're introducing the RMC Promise Scholarship. So this is a scholarship that covers the remaining cost of attendance up to $2,500. So if you have a 3.0 or you qualify for our Presidential Trustee or Founder Scholarship and you're Pell eligible, your remaining costs of tuition will only be $2,500 for the year, which is an awesome scholarship. It's something we put out last year to help with the COVID situation, and we understand that not everyone's able to afford as much college as they used to. So this is our way of coming halfway, if you will, to help students out with that. As far as next steps, so our application is a homegrown application. It'll take you about 10 minutes to fill it out. It is free, there is no essay, and we are test optional this year. Once you send in your application, we just need a copy of those transcripts. Once we get those, we can get your decision in as little as a week to 2 weeks, because we are rolling admissions, so we're constantly accepting students. We also encourage you to head out to Montana and visit Rocky Mountain College. We are offering $500 visit scholarships for any student that visits before they start in our classes here that upcoming semester. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Again, I can be found here at Rocky Mountain College, or admissions@rocky.edu. Again, my name is Sean Coleman. Thank you guys for joining me, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Our next presenter is Arizona State University.
So sorry about that. Just one sec. My computer is giving me a hard time. Okay, there we go. So good evening, everyone. So my name is Adriana Estrada. I am the admissions counselor for the state of Nevada. Here is my contact information. So if at any point you have questions about ASU, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can take a quick picture. I'll also have this at the end, so don't worry about it if you don't get it. And then also, we also have David Mills on the call. So if you have any questions during the presentation, go ahead and drop them in the chat and he will help you with those. So to start, here is ASU's charter. Feel free to read through this on your own, but basically ASU prides themselves on who they include, not exclude. So we definitely believe and feel that everyone deserves to succeed, and we can help you do that. If you weren't aware, ASU does have 4 different campuses in the Metro Phoenix area, and then we also have a 5th campus in Lake Havasu, which is about 4 hours away from Phoenix. So we have the 4 different campuses, and then you'll also see in the middle, there's a little airplane that'll show where the airport is. So if you are wanting to fly to and from home, that's super easy and doable because it is right in the middle of all of our campuses. Another thing I want to touch on, so at the bottom corner, you'll see it says average temperature is 75 degrees. That is true. A big misconception is that it's always extremely hot in Arizona, and it is, but usually for most students, especially if you're out of state, you'll escape that heat because you do go home during the summer, and that's when it's the hottest. So average temperature is true, 75 degrees. And then on that side, you can read some like fun facts about the area or ASU. So here is our 4 campuses. Obviously, these pictures do not do the campuses justice. So if you can, definitely go visit our campuses. But basically how it works, depending on the major you choose, will determine the campus that you're on. So I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about the campuses, but again, if you can visit, please do. So the first campus I'm going to talk about is our downtown Phoenix campus. This is located right in the middle of downtown Phoenix. This is one of my favorites. So if you are into sports and things like that, you have like the professional NBA team right there. You have the Diamondback Stadium that's walkable. So all those like cool things to do outside of school, of course. But more specific to the campus, you'll find our nursing degree there, our journalism degrees, and then recently our law school just moved down there. So, and then moving on, we have our Polytechnic campus. This is kind of like our hands-on campus. This is where you'll find some of our engineering degrees, and then our professional flight degrees also hosted there. Moving on to our West Campus, this is one of our smaller campuses, more of our liberal arts campus, a little bit quieter than the rest, but definitely still amazing. And then lastly, we have the Tempe campus. So this is our largest campus, or our original campus. This is where you'll find a lot of our Division I sporting events, a lot of big club events, things like that. And then currently that campus has about 50,000 students. So community is very big to us. We want to make sure that when you come to ASU, you feel welcome and you feel like this is your new home, this is where you belong. One of my favorite things about ASU is our residential colleges. So when you move to ASU or when you move to the dorms, you'll automatically place in dorms with people in the same degree as you. So I really like that when I joined or when I went, because it allowed to make friends easier. We already had that in common, like our majors and things, study groups, a lot easier to create, since we all are living in one hall. And then we also have over 1,000 different clubs and organizations. So a lot of different ways for you to get involved and meet new people once you get to ASU. And then let's say you get to ASU and you wanted to create your own club, that's totally doable. All you need to do is get 2 other students and you guys can propose that new club. So this is Barrett, our honors college. Here's a couple facts in the middle that you can read. But basically, if you are looking for a more rigorous college experience, this is probably the best fit for you. Definitely, I'll talk a little bit about getting more information about Barrett, but if you have questions, definitely ask. We can help you with that. So how to become a Sun Devil. So we're going to look at that first little column. So first year students, we are needing you to have at least one of these. So a 3.0 GPA, admissible SAT or ACT score, or to be top 25% in your class. So I know the big question, what's going on with test scores? We are test optional. We've actually always been test optional, but even more so, I guess, this year. And then definitely we need you to meet our 16 core competencies. And then we do accept Common App. So you can apply either on our website or through Common App. So we have over 350 undergraduate degrees, a lot of different degrees. So if you're still kind of torn between which degrees or what you want to study, that's totally okay. I recommend going to our degree search page, and this is what it'll lead you to. But basically, one of my favorite things is our major maps. So if you go onto our degrees and click a specific degree, every degree will have a major map. So it'll break down the 8 terms for you. It allows you to see like what's coming up in the future, or just kind of going back and forth between the classes that you'll be needing to take. So scholarships, we do have a merit-based scholarship. This is going to be automatically granted as long as you meet our requirements, of course, and as long as an official transcript is on file. So you don't have to apply for this. This is going to be something that would be automatically granted to you. Aside from scholarships, but kind of like a scholarship, we also are a WUI school, but how we do it at ASU depends on the major that you choose. So we have WUI eligible majors. You would just have to be in one of those majors to receive that discount. Lastly, we have a lot of different virtual workshops currently going on. So if, again, like I was mentioning, if you have more questions about Barrett, definitely join one of those. If you have any more questions about anything pertaining to ASU, you can definitely join those. And then one last thing, we have a More to Explore event happening next week. If you can, definitely check it out and sign up. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next institution is Fort Lewis University.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Sydney O'Connell. I'm a senior admission counselor at Fort Lewis College. And I'll just jump right into things. So at Fort Lewis, we like to say we're powered by place. And that means that we use our surroundings to our advantage. So for example, we have 14,000-foot mountains just north of us. We have the deserts of New Mexico and Arizona just south of us, and the Red Rock Arches of Utah to the west. So our students really get out of the classroom and into the field early on. As far as Durango, we're a small mountain town located in the southwest corner of Colorado, so about 6 hours south of Denver, about 3.5 hours north of Albuquerque, and we're within 3 hours of 3 different national parks. Some fast facts, we're about 3,500 students. We are a smaller institution. but our students come from 47 different states, and we're represented by over 170 different Native American tribes and Alaska Native villages. Our students are also 53% students of color, and we do have 4 affinity centers on campus as far as the Native American Center, El Centro de Muchas Flores, our Hispanic Resource Center, the Black Student Union, and the Gender and Sexuality Resource Center. All 4 of those centers have actual locations on campus where students can meet and work to grow academically, socially, and culturally. Average class size at Fort Lewis is 23, but my favorite fact is that about 80% of your classes are smaller than 30. So really the bulk of your classes are in a classroom. Your professor knows you and you know them. You're really a name there. You're not a number. And all of our classes are taught by professors, not teaching assistants, not graduate assistants, all professors. And what that means to you is you can't slip through the cracks and you can't hide in the background. You're really going to get a great education by having these relationships with your faculty members. As far as areas of study, we do have 50+ areas of study. We are a liberal arts institution, so we have everything from English to engineering, physics to philosophy, everything really across the board. If you have any questions about anything specific, you can toss that in the chat and the Q&A, and I'd be happy to talk about our different areas of study. But really a big thing about Fort Lewis is we like our students to get out of the classroom. Our students are experiential learners, and we really believe that you learn just as much outside of the classroom as in it. So for example, undergraduate research. All of our students do it in the form of their senior seminar, but we invite students to start doing it as underclassmen. For example, right now, some of our students are working with mice. They have mice from a pet store and a bunch of mice that were inbred, and they're testing which ones are best to do research on. This is super cool, super metaphysical. We also have students discussing gerrymandering and the effects it had on our last election. It's really whatever you're passionate about, we can support you and we'll fund you for those. Additionally, real world experiences. Our anthropology students every summer embark on a 6-week-long archaeological dig where they spend 6 weeks on a dig site learning professional excavation methods. And then that next semester, they're in a lab where they actually go through everything that they were able to excavate. Additionally, our engineering students spend every single semester doing a design sequence. And what that means is they are given an engineering project, they have to design and then build it. For example, our sophomores last year worked on an underwater robot. And this right now, we have 5 underwater robots roaming the floor of Lake Nighthorse about 5 minutes off campus. So you're really building these projects. You're not just designing them. It's not a thought, but you're actually doing it. We do want our students to do internships. So if you are a music business major, maybe you're interning down at the Santa Fe Opera House. If you are a Native American and Indigenous Studies major, maybe we're sending you to the National Museum of the American Indian. It really depends on what you're interested in and your path. We have the connections to really send you throughout the country. And finally, I did want to note about our Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory partnership. So the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory is a franchise that's all throughout North America. We have a partnership with them. All of our seniors in our business class are actually invited every senior year to be in a franchise and entrepreneurship class where they learn all about this specific franchise. Then at the end, they compete and one winner actually gets their own franchise. So you could graduate from Fort Lewis on a Friday, and then on Monday, you are a business owner. So definitely out of the classroom experiences at Fort Lewis. We are all about in the classroom as well as outside the classroom. So we have 60+ organizations, everything from A1 Gaming to a beekeeping club. We have 18 hives on campus that students actually get to take care of. If there's not a club you want, you can certainly grab some friends and start your own. My favorite story at Fort Lewis of a club that was started within the last 2 years is our skydiving club. Students actually learn how to skydive, and then at the end of the semester, go out to Moab Desert and skydive out there. So you can certainly start any club at Fort Lewis that you'd like. We are a Division II team. I highly recommend if you're interested in Division II athletics, contact the coach. At that level, it's all about self-advocacy. Coaches handle all their own recruitment and scholarships, so definitely reach out to them. And then on the slide, I do want to talk about Outdoor Pursuits, which is our outdoor recreational office. That's where you rent skis, snowboards, stand-up paddle boards, hiking equipment, camping equipment, mountain bikes, any of that great stuff. Durango is world renowned for our outdoor recreation, and there's definitely a terrain for anything you want to try. So while you're a student at Fort Lewis, rent all that equipment, get outside, hike, mountain bike, snowboard, whatever you choose to do. Jumping right into scholarships, we do have the WUI scholarship. So we are a WUI institution. If you have at least a 3.0, you'll qualify for it, and you'll never pay more than 1.5 times in-state tuition at Fort Lewis. If your GPA is more of the 3.5 to 4.0, then I definitely recommend looking at our presidential or Provost scholarship, which is $8,000 to $10,000 you take off tuition every year. We also have the Native American tuition waiver. So if you are from a federally recognized tribe, you go to Fort Lewis College tuition free. And then Durango. So we are a small mountain town, about 18,000 people in Durango proper. And what we lack in people, we make up for in hiking trails. So over 300 miles of hiking and biking trails within 30 minutes of campus. All of our students get free city bus service, and all of our first year students get free ski passes to Purgatory. So we're about 30 minutes south of Purgatory Ski Resort. You get that pass for free. And then we are a fully functioning town with 2 hospitals, 3 urgent cares, and full airports. So you can have so much fun at Fort Lewis, and then you can get home when you need to. Did want to mention I'm going to waive anyone's application fee. So if you log on to fortlewis.edu/apply, you can use that fee waiver and I'll waive that. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to contact me. But thanks so much for letting me chat.
Thank you. Our next presenter is Northern Arizona University.
Perfect. Let me just get my screen share ready. I pressed save instead of present, guys. Sorry about that. So this is my contact information. I am your admissions officer here at Northern Arizona University, and I represent a lot of the students in Nevada. So if you have any questions as you move through this process, definitely feel free to reach out to me at any time. Before we jump into NAU in specifics, I want to tell you a little bit about where we're located. So we're actually located in a small mountain town here in Northern Arizona that is called Flagstaff. And a really cool fact about Flagstaff is that we're actually located at an elevation of 7,000 feet. So a lot of times when people think of Arizona, they think of the hot desert. But for Flagstaff, it's kind of not that. So here in Flagstaff, we do get all 4 seasons. We do get the snow. We get about 100 inches of snow each year. And then in the summer times, we get a really beautiful, crisp summer. So our temperatures are typically about 85 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. We've actually never had a day in history in Flagstaff recorded over 100 degrees. So it's really great, makes for a lot of opportunities to get outside and explore the area around us, which really brings a lot of students to our campus. So we are located just about an hour and a half from the Grand Canyon. We're about an hour-ish to those beautiful red rocks of Sedona. We also are located just about 2 hours away from the Phoenix area as well. So a lot of really great places surrounding us that also bring students to our campus. Now, jumping into what it would look like if you chose to be a first-year student here at NAU. So as a first-year student, you are not required to live on campus. However, if you choose to live on campus, that's awesome. About 92% of our students do live on campus. And I think this kind of has to do with how we house our first-year students. So as a first-year student on campus, you'd be housed in a residential college. So that means everyone that's living around you in your residence hall is actually studying in the same academic college as you. So it's a great way to get out there, start making friends, and getting involved just day one here on campus. Now, we do also have 400 different clubs and organizations for students to join. So these are anything from diversity-based clubs, we have interest-based clubs, we have sports clubs, intramurals, NCAA sports, we have student body government, fraternity and sorority life. So there really are a lot of opportunities to get out there outside of those residential colleges and really kind of turn Flagstaff into that home away from home for you. Now, in the classroom, we do have about 22,000 students here on our campus, and about 20,000 of those students are first-year students, or undergraduate students, I'm sorry. So these 20,000 students actually have 97 majors that they can choose to participate in here on campus. We also do have a major that we call exploratory. So if you're not really sure what you want to study just yet, you can come in as an exploratory student. Now, we do have 9 academic colleges here on campus, one of those colleges being the Graduate College, and students can actually participate in accelerated programs. So these are accelerated programs that allow students to get their master's as well as their bachelor's degree in an accelerated pace. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely let me know and I can send you more information on those. Now, here at NAU, we do consider ourselves a very undergraduate focused institution. So essentially what that means is we want you to get all of the opportunities that you can while you're still in the classroom, so that when you transition out into that professional workforce, you feel confident in your abilities, you really know what you're doing, and it really makes that transition a lot easier. So we have a lot of resources on campus to make sure that you get that. Now, when we look at students for admissions, we only look at 16 classes that you've taken throughout high school. So if you do have questions about our admissions requirements or how we calculate our GPA that we call the core unweighted GPA with NAU, this is how we admit students. This is how we also look at students for merit-based scholarships. So if you have questions about that, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can. Now, we do also participate in the WUI, or the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program here at NAU, but students do not have to apply for this. Students do not need to be majoring in anything specific, and students do not need to have a certain GPA in high school to qualify for this. Any student that applies to NAU from the state of Nevada is actually automatically eligible for the WUI, and that'll be tacked onto your student account. So what this is going to look like for you is kind of highlighted on this slide for you. But one thing I do want to mention are these merit-based scholarships. So when students apply to NAU, we automatically look at you for merit-based scholarships. So these can be found right here. Now, these are based on your high school GPA. And again, if you have questions about these, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can. Oops. Okay. Sorry, I thought my computer froze. So I do want to just mention ways that you can reach out and kind of visit us virtually kind of in this unprecedented time. I know we've heard that a lot lately, but here on campus, we are having daily campus presentations. These are virtual, so you can attend these Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. We're additionally on Tuesday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we also have a virtual campus tour on our website. So if you do have any questions about those, please feel free to reach out, and I can always send you links to get to those. Now, again, I did want to give you my contact information. Please feel free to reach out if you have any additional questions.
Thank you. Our next presenter is the University of Arizona.
Hello, everyone. My name is Molly Ingram. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I work for the University of Arizona. Now, you've already heard from my lovely colleagues at ASU and NAU, but I'm going to tell you about Arizona's first university and Arizona's only Best Buy university. So we were founded before Arizona was even officially a state, and back in the day, we only had 3 students. Now we have grown to over 35,000 undergraduate students that we get from all 50 states, as well as 120 different countries. As you can see, we do have over 100 different majors for our students to choose from, and this is just a very short list of some of the popular programs that students come to Arizona for. So architecture, engineering, nursing, business, and the College of Fine Arts are some of the programs that we are most well known for. Our business school is 20th in the country for undergraduate public universities, and we have 15 different kinds of engineering. So if there are any STEM students out there, you're interested in becoming an engineer, you will be amongst great company here in Tucson. As you can see in the top right-hand corner, we are the only member of the AAU located in the state of Arizona. If you're not familiar with the Association of American Universities, this is an invitation-only organization comprised of 65 member universities from North America, and that includes some members like Yale, UCLA, Berkeley, Stanford, and the University of Arizona, which just indicates that we are at a very high level of research activity. And we also really care about our honors college. This is one way that you can get some research experience, since all of our honors students start doing original research their freshman year. As you can see, we have about 4,900 honors students. So even though our student to faculty ratio for the university in general is 15:1, with an average class size of under 30, the honors college is going to give you a much smaller, closer knit community, really some great chances to work one-on-one with our faculty members. And speaking of research, since we're very proud of that, this is just a short list of examples related to STEM programs. In the interest of time, I focused on STEM. So OSIRIS-REx is our second NASA mission that we're leading, and it is the first of its kind where we're collecting samples from a near-Earth asteroid, Bennu. You might be thinking this is just for graduate students. yes, we have many graduate students involved in this, but we also have undergrad students who participate in the UA/NASA Space Grant Internship Program. As you can see below, there are the giant Magellan telescope mirrors that are being created at our Mirror Lab, which is one of a kind, and we do have the largest institute for optics education in the country. So regardless of what you want to study, we do have internship opportunities, study abroad, interning abroad, and many, many research opportunities for you to make sure that you get hands-on experience outside of the classroom. Okay, so aside from all of that, we want to make sure that our students are having fun. College is an experience. You're likely going to be there for 4 years. So we have over 600 clubs and organizations for you to choose from. We have your classic popular choices like Greek life with 84 fraternity and sororities to choose from. And we also have one of the nation's oldest homecoming celebrations. Our student government actually does put on the nation's largest student-run carnival, Spring Fling, which has been going on for over 40 years, and that's probably one of my favorite things that Arizona organizes. But we really do have clubs related to any academic, political, religious, cultural, pop culture interests that you have. We are also a D1 school for sports, so if you want to see the Wildcats take on other Pac-12 schools like Stanford, ASU, UCLA, you will be in great company here. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we are a very student-centric university, so we have a lot of resources to make sure that you are prepared beyond your 4 years at Arizona. So the Career Center and the Life Lab are great places to go if you're applying for your first job, as many of our students do. In fact, over 90% of our business students, they get a job within 60 days of graduation. Many of them get jobs before that. And we're also very proud that we have one of the best programs in the country for students with learning and attention differences, the SALT Center. So in terms of our application process, it is quite similar to our sister universities, NAU and ASU, in the sense that we are on a rolling admissions basis, and we do look at the core 16 courses. So rolling admissions means our application is open now. You will self-report your grades. We will look at the rigor of those courses, and you will automatically be considered for the Arizona Tuition Award Scholarship that you see here, which is based on your unweighted 6-semester core GPA. Arizona has always been a test optional school for admission purposes, but this year we are also test optional for our selective programs like nursing, engineering, and honors, as well as this scholarship. So if you are admitted and you have an unweighted 4.0, you're going to be getting $35,000 off of your tuition every single year. So definitely fill out our application on the Common App, Coalition, or our website. And then once you do so, you will have access to the Honors College application if you're interested in honors. Definitely go to our visit page if you want to see some info sessions about specific academic departments, and definitely contact me if you have any questions whatsoever, and I'd be happy to help. Thank you so much, and go Wildcats.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. When you close the window, there will be a quick 4-question survey. We appreciate your feedback, so please fill that out if you're able. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted, so please sign up for any additional sessions. And then in about a week, you'll be able to find this recording as well as other recordings where, once again, you signed up for this session. Thank you again for attending, and thank you so much to all of our presenters for being here tonight. Have a good night, everyone.